mic, and now getting it set up so that they can hear all of your beautiful voices. Woo, 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 woo! Give it up for the TB&J Open Mic, everybody! Yeah! Woo, 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 woo! Actual sound test, because I can't. Did you guys make a sound? Because I couldn't hear it if you did. Okay, no, you weren't there. You were just quiet. Okay. That's fine. Woo, woo, woo. All right. Oh, man, that makes me a little bit sad. Okay, well, hello, everybody, and welcome to the TB&J Open Mic. I'm Tom, and co-hosting with me, as always, the one and only Brooksy, Poopsie. Before we get started, I'm going to do a quick review of our policies. First up, we have the 2-strike heckling policy. So first strike, we'll mute you. Second strike, i.e. doing anything weird from your camera, we will kick you out of the room. Next, we have a 0-tolerance harassment policy. So if you feel you are being harassed, send a private message to either me or Brooks, and we will kick them out of the room, no questions asked. Also, when you perform, this isn't really a policy, it's more of a note for you guys. You can switch to gallery view or pin the little timer square, and that will let you know how much time is left in your 4-minute set. If that doesn't work for you, just direct message either me or Brooks, and we can give you a audible 1 minute when you have 1 minute left in your set. And networkers, don't forget to plug your pluggables in the chat. For our audience, special note that this is an open mic, so comedians performing come to us with varying levels of experience, so be nice. Also, the content featured on this show and all of our shows may not be suitable for all audiences. You've been warned. I've been warned. It just occurred to me the other day, this is I hope people realize that an open mic, I can't review what people are going to say before they say it. But also, we're going to plug, coming up on April 16th, we're doing our first ever District Comedy Showcase, Fancy Mic, so be sure to check that out. You can get your tickets at district-comedy.com/fancy. Tickets are $10, but if you're one of the first 15 to get a ticket, they're only $5, because I like rewarding people for being able to be good planners. Finally, if you want to prove you're actually my friend and not just here for stage time, you can sign up for Jack Off with Friends, which is we do it Sundays at 8, and we just play Jackbox games. That's all the show is.
That sounds like fun.
Yeah, it does sound like fun. And again, for that and everything else you hear in my spiel, you can find a link to it in the description of the episode. And finally, if you'd like to support the stream, consider making a donation of any size. Again, that link's in the description, but just in case you can't see it, it's at district-comedy.live. And now, I'm going to get it started. I'm going to do a set, guys. This is so weird for me. Give it up for Tom! Woo! So, like, kind of trigger warning for abuse in my set, but like feel free to just mute me and you'll know when I'm done when like another comedian has been spotlit. Like another face will be there. That's a good indication that I'm done. Yeah, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. If you haven't muted me yet, like, what are you doing? We've been in this pandemic for a year. If you don't know how to mute your computer at this point, like, there's no amount of like natural catastrophes that's gonna get you to learn how to do that. Anyway, so I got my first dose of the vaccine this week.
Nice.
Woo-hoo-hoo! Yeah. I guess I put on some weight during quarantine because I was asked if I was pregnant or breastfeeding. But it was Pfizer. It was Pfizer. I got Pfizer, not Moderna. Which I know is like the new Team Jacob versus Team Edward, or if Twilight's no longer relevant, the Costco versus Sam's Club. But I'm lucky. I've had minimal side effects so far, just a sore arm, an extra terabyte of memory from the nano chip. And I can move furniture with my mind, which is great because I've always wanted to be an interior decorator. And the funnest side effect is I've been sleeping really well and waking up with memories from my childhood that I thought I'd suppressed. So we're going to dig into that. That's the theme of today's set. So let me know if this is just me or like if it's relatable at all. But I have, if you don't know me, I have an older brother whose real name is definitely Tukey and moved to a totally real place that definitely exists. Doesn't reflect anybody currently in my personal life. But Tukey would beat me up, and I never fought back. And my parents' response to this was basically to tell me to punch my brother back. And I don't know, is that crazy to anybody else? Like, what better example of toxic masculinity than that my parents were so concerned that I wasn't alpha enough that they would encourage me to fight my brother. But much like I am now, a little butterfly with snowflakes for wings, which is to say very sensitive and emotionally fragile. Wouldn't it have just been easier for everyone if instead of teaching me to punch back, to just, I don't know, teach my brother to not beat me up? Like, was that the lesson, or was the lesson for me to, in fact, solve my problems with violence and not my words? Because that would be preparing your child for solving problems in the real world, right? Also, spoiler, it didn't work. I'm not an alpha. Anyway, moving on. Another repressed memory that I remembered from the ages of 8 to 11. I don't know if anybody else's parents did this, but mine just didn't buy me new pants. Because why waste money if I'm just going to grow out of them? Which kind of makes sense, right? Like, as a way to save money, but not as a way to save me from embarrassment. Basically, I was known as, and this is, you always want to be known as this guy, the kid with the perpetual boner. What was the worst was like when teacher would be like, okay, everyone, turning your assignment to the desk at the front of the classroom. And I just walk up with my paper spearheaded to my schlong, like, here you go, teach. And they're like, oh my God, this 8-year-old has like a huge crush on me and I gigantic penis. It's really awkward. Anyway, let me get some hollering from my straight guys in the room. You hear? Any straight guys here? Let me know if this is relatable content. Do any of you guys ever hold in a fart or a poop for so long that the pressure on your prostate causes you to have an erection? Okay, no, okay, just me. All right, good. I wanted to check. That was actually a joke and not true at all. It's weird that you brought that up, Brooks. Finally, here's my last joke. So my friend was complaining recently about how horny he was, and I was like, you need to hire a sex worker. Support sex workers. Support your local sex workers. Support small businesses. Well, not small businesses. Let's not go that far. And that joke is great because it's about the sex worker, like maybe having a small penis, and that's a socially acceptable form of body shaming. Anyway, that's my time. Give it up for me, everybody. Woo!
Yeah.
If I had the room, I would spin all the way around in my chair. But instead, what we're going to do is we're just going to welcome the next act after I check that they're in the room. If he's not here, I swear to God, this is the second week in a row. He's not here. Fuck you, Josh Mandel. Call out specifically. Anyway, this next comedian, I know she's here because I love hearing the sound of her laugh, and she's just really funny that I always take note. But give it up for this comedian. Lives in Chicago, produces The Weekend Remedy, currently a virtual weekly mic on Saturdays at 7 p.m. Central. You should check it out. I've been on it. It's a lot of fun. Follow them at weekend_remedy_Chicago on Instagram and Facebook. Give it up for Grace K. Snyder. Woo, 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 woo.
Hi.
Oh my God.
Isn't that scary? I know. Okay.
Oh my God.
I feel the same way, but I wanted to talk to y'all about this just a little bit. So while I've been in pandemic, I've been spending money on these disposable things, which is, I know, not good. I've cut back on my paper towels. They're now bamboo, as is my toilet paper. My floss comes in a wooden container and there's no plastics, but no, I'm using these things that I throw away, and they are very scary. So I just want to show you that. See, here we go. Everyone's breathing a sigh of relief. But good to know that I could also kill somebody with this on and they wouldn't know who I was. I have no intention of ever doing that. Let's go ahead and talk about people with guns killing people.
Woo!
So I'm just gonna say I lived in Alaska for 15 years. I'm from Atlanta, Georgia. My dad had a machete as personal protection in our house. We never used it. But when I moved to Alaska, I really wanted to hunt, and I learned how to hunt. And I used guns. 30-06, 207. I don't know the rest of them. I've honestly forgotten because I don't have guns anymore. But it was to fill our freezer and to share with friends, or to shoot Sarah Palin and Trump signs. So that was a pleasure. I'll admit. I was usually using an AK-47 on that though. Lots of rounds. But I just I don't understand the problem with regulation. I really don't get it. Like, you have to have a driver's license. You should have to have a license to have a kid. Come on. We all agree. I know. Raising your hands. But it's just kind of ridiculous. There's all this pushback. I'm noting that the NRA is silent, but they usually are after a massive shooting. That's what they do. They stay quiet because they know that nobody's going to really be on their side right now. But what I did last night, I'm sorry, I'm going on this morbid route. I graduated from high school in 1999. No one's like, whoa, you're still alive? Yep, I'm still alive. I graduated in 99, and it was spring of 99. It was April 20th, exactly. I did not remember the date, that the Columbine shooting. And I went ahead and I got a little weird last night. I'm sure I'm on an FBI list right now. Because people who follow the Columbine shootings, there have been a lot of copycats, and they tend to refer that as like the first one. And I did have an emotional response as a teenager, definitely. We had some copycat fakes in our school, but it really hit me last night. It hit me because those people would be my age now, and they would have the same, lethargy and ankle problems and be maybe overweight and balding, and they missed out on all that shit. They got to leave in their prime, right? No, but some of these people were fucking amazing, and they probably would have gone on to be amazing. And you know what? You don't have to be amazing. You need to just not go shoot people. That's it. The bar is pretty fucking low, people. That's all I'm having to say. just don't go kill people. In fact, it'd be nice to not go yell at people too. I've been told recently by my roommates that I yell. Not all the time. Not all the time. But it's specific times when I'm upset or when I'm feeling attacked. So I get it. So one of my other roommates, to retaliate, yelled on text message. I don't know if you've ever seen that, but it's like very long. And then there's a break and then it's long. So anyway, I'm just saying, you guys, let's have some standards here. I really appreciate you having me here. I'm going to keep using the mask so I can look young. In the meantime, let's find joy in the little things, because I know life is really stressful and fucking messed up a lot of times. But it's good to see you. Thank you so much. That's not a bit. Thank you. Bye, y'all.
Give it up for Grace, everybody. Yes, we need to appreciate the little things in life. None to be disregarded, such as that of the Weekend Remedy. Again, I was trying to transition into like a plug. Check it out. Also, we're like doing a little showcase later on, and I believe we have another comedian here, EJ, who's gonna be a part of that. It's gonna be a real fun time. Check it out. I believe she dropped her stuff in the chat, which is good. But let me just check one more time.
Yeah, I'm featuring comedians, and EJ and Tom are 2 of the 3 featured comedians, like the ones who make the money,
And you're gonna have to tune in to find out who the 3rd comedian is. It's a secret promotional device. Anyway, give it up for our next comedian. She always like writes the best intros, but internally screaming since 1991, it's Rebecca Bollinger. Woo 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 woo!
Yeah.
Hi. Hi everybody. Grace, I love like you're like, I gotta do this skincare to stay young. Girl, I feel that so bad. It's like, it's never like the early signs of aging to show you how much misogyny you've internalized. So I've been having a really great week. I got to see my therapist yesterday. It was great because I've been dealing with like a lot of imposter syndrome, and I got to unpack that, which was great. I find that imposter syndrome kind of feels like you are in a field of beautiful horses and you are that one clueless donkey, like standing all the way in the corner, like avoiding eye contact with the farmer, praying he doesn't realize there was a terrible mistake in his livestock order. That's what it feels like. Why is there always just one donkey? I need to know what this donkey's purpose is. Like, is the donkey there just to keep the horses fresh, like a silica gel packet? I gotta know. Like protects the horses from moisture, but keep out of reach from children. Never mind. It's all right. I'll Google it myself. I've got plenty of time. I've been so bored in quarantine, friends. Like, I've been so bored. I've actually managed to achieve my unrealistic fitness goals. It's insane. I've been so bored. I now work out 45 minutes a day for 6 days a week. I don't even know who I am anymore. And like, if me saying that is making you feel kind of shitty, I've got really great news for you. I got really great news. As somebody who's on the other side of fitness, I'm so happy to tell you it is not worth it. Don't do it. Oh my God. You know how they say don't meet your heroes? Don't meet your fitness goals. It's some of the most disappointing anticlimactic shit. Like, I got fit and it was nothing like I expected. I didn't get a surprise party from Under Armour. Lululemon didn't throw me a ticker tape parade. No, I busted my ass to reach peak fitness. And they're all like, cool, now keep doing that until you die. I have noticed some like really cool changes though, like my headaches are better and I sleep a lot better. And I hate myself way more. I hate myself way more because now I'm one of those assholes that says shit like, ooh, I'm feeling kind of crummy today because I couldn't go for my run. I feel like that now, and I mean it. Because this is the thing that people don't really tell you, is that once you get fit, if you skip a workout, your body freaks out and sends you into a bad mood. Because a fit body is a high maintenance, ungrateful piece of shit. I had to cancel plans to work out. And I want us all to take note that I have canceled plans in a pandemic. I'm like, sorry guys, I gotta go be out of breath for 45 minutes. You know, I gotta contort myself into these weird positions so that I can rip apart my muscles, all in the name of fitness. You know, 45 minutes a day, and that's not including my warm up or my cool down or my shower after. You know, they say that like exercise extends your life, but you waste that time exercising. Tell me that that is not the work of the devil. Satan was like, hey, I can add years onto your life, but here's the catch. You gotta do burpees for those years. Like, tell me that eternal burpees is not a circle in hell. You know? I'm like, haha, hard pass, Satan. I'd rather rest in peace. All right, that's me. Thank you guys.
Oh my God, give it up for Rebecca Bollinger, everybody. Oh my God.
Yeah.
So funny. Also, I just want to point out, in case people didn't notice the nuance of your performance, one of the workouts was like marionette style weights was what I imagined it to be.
And triceps.
Yeah,
bullshit.
it's great for triceps. Everybody should be broken doll more often. Let me just check the room real quick. It looks like one of our comedians who was slated for earlier is now here. So I'm just gonna be real because they're on this mic all the time. Hey Desiree, are you good if you were to go and do your set right now?
Yeah, I am.
Okay. Awesome. So guess who is still Canadian and a Canada-based comic who likes ketchup chips because she likes making me angry and not because they're good, because now I've had them and can say for sure that they're not. Give it up for Desiree Walsh. Woo, 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 woo.
Woo! I don't care what you say. I like ketchup chips. They're delicious. And I will not do any jokes and just talk about ketchup chips for 4 minutes. No, I'm gonna do some jokes. Don't worry, it'll be fine. Yeah. So as Tom said, I'm Canadian. I just like saying that now. Like everybody knows, but there's just something about it. Still more of a humble brag. One day there will be a joke. I think all of you know this, but just in case you don't, I am disabled. I use a wheelchair. You just can't see it because of Zoom. Yeah. And recently I decided to get back into the online dating because I make poor choices when I'm sober. Yeah. And I was talking to this gentleman and we were talking about wheelchair because wheelchair comes on a lot of dates with me. Wheelchair actually comes a lot of places with me. It's weird. Yeah. If I'm there, wheelchair's there. Yeah, it's weird. I'll stop. Anyways, myself and this man got to talking about wheelchair, and he was like, "Oh, like it must be so hard to be in a wheelchair and like watch people run and jump and kill black widow spiders." and like, walkies, is that what I'm missing? Am I missing killing black widow spiders? Because frankly, no thank you. And also, like, is that what you think the disabled are sad about? Like, is that what you like, people are holed up in their rooms in rehab hospitals being like, I can't walk anymore, so I can't kill spiders. Like, I have not done any research, but I can guarantee you that's nobody's first thought when they find out that they're going to be paralyzed for the rest of their life and never walk again. Yeah. I just like really? Like that's where your mind went? Not like rollerblading? I have never been rollerblading, but that shit looks fun. Like most of the stuff you walkies do looks kind of stupid. Like I don't understand. Shit, what do you guys do? I don't know. I don't understand running. Like I don't understand why we leave our houses and we run in cities as fast as we can and then complain when people are stopped at crosswalks. I don't understand understand that walkies. I do not. But rollerblading actually looks like it's very fun. Yeah. That is new. And that's kind of all I wanted to do. I feel like I should do something else with 40 ketchup chips are good.
Oh, okay, no, we're stopping your time there.
Yeah.
All right, over. Guess
Give
who's
the
never gonna be on this mic
phrase.
again is Desiree Walsh.
my
No,
God.
I
give it
think
up for
yelling
Desiree
that
Walsh,
sets off our
everybody.
harassment policy.
Oh my God. Chris brings up a good point, but no, give it up for Desiree. She's very funny, and I noticed it was new. I enjoyed that stuff. I like hearing your hot takes on dating, especially online. Being engaged, I don't get to see what amazing stuff you all get to go through.
Yeah.
I'm missing a lot, I imagine. But you know who's not missing any of that because they're a young person with potential in their life. He comes from, I believe, Philadelphia, at least somewhere in Pennsylvania. But give it up for Chris Alio! Woo, 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 woo!
Rebecca was talking earlier about how like shitty working out and fitness is, and I experienced that today because I was playing pickup basketball with my roommates today, and I was so out of breath during a game. I literally just thought to myself, like, I just hope I get injured. I don't feel like doing this shit. Terrible. I'm so out of shape. It's so bad. I do live in Philly, like Tom said, but this past weekend I visited my parents in the suburbs. Every time I go home to my parents' house, I'm always like immediately reminded how so sad my setup is here. Like I walked into my kitchen at home and I was like, oh my God, there's more than one fork. This is incredible.
Yeah.
I don't have to eat my dinner off of a Frisbee tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me and my roommates at school, we share one knife. That's what we have for all of us. Except one time I was cutting sweet potato with this knife. And if you know anything about sweet potatoes, they are dense, okay? This sweet potato, and this knife was no match for this sweet potato. And the handle snapped right off of the knife. So now me and my roommates all have just the blade of a single knife to cut all of our food. So fucking sad. My setup here at school is terrible. Like I have a twin bed here at school, but at home, get this, I have a twin XL. Anytime I'm at home and I go to bed, I'm like, oh my God, I'm a king. This is fucking incredible. My mom, it's true. My mom gave me a twin bed to sleep in at school, which is just the most subtle cock block of all time. My mom gave me the bed. She was like, here, honey, here's a twin bed. But you might as well have just been like, here, honey, there's no sex ever. Somebody getting arrested? I don't know. I love my mom, though. Don't get me wrong. She's a great woman. She's very religious, though. I was raised Catholic. And, like, as a result, like, we just butt heads a lot because I have a tough time believing in God. And she always reminds me that there's a rule in the Bible, which is that you can't test God, meaning it's a sin for you to say something like, oh, if you're real God, then turn this red light green. It's really only a rule people make up when they really want to hide the fact that God is not real at all. Like all the priests and bishops got together and they were like, so we're all on the same page. He's not real, right? And they were like, oh God, no, he's not real at all. They were like, they're gonna probably test this out, right? What do we do to make sure they don't guess? One of them was like, fuck it, let's just make it a sin. Why not? Who cares? Don't listen to anything we say. Who gives a shit? I don't know. Was anyone else here raised Catholic growing up at all?
Whoa.
Woo.
Did you do the Passion Play growing up?
The what?
The Passion Play?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, I think so.
I did too.
Who don't know, the Passion Play is a thing grade schools do every single year. And it's when the 8th graders, a group of innocent 12 and 13-year-olds, reenact live on stage the Passion of Christ. I know what some of you might be thinking right now. Chris, A 12-year-old surely doesn't get Play crucified in front of his friends and family, does he? Oh, he does. Every single year it happens, actually. It's late in the school year right now. So throughout the country, there are thousands of Catholic school kids preparing to crucify one of their classmates on a stage. That's what's going on. Thank you guys. Appreciate the time. Appreciate the
Woo,
books.
woo, woo, woo! Give it up for Chris Alio, everybody. This is gonna be an awkward transition, but I'm gonna do it anyway because your set made me think about it. But I used to have really fun sleepovers in youth group, watching The Passion of the Christ on repeat through the night. So just let that simmer with you for a little bit. Let that reduce into a nice thick sauce that you can put on your sadness pie. And you know what's not going to be a slice of sadness pie transition? We've got... I'll also preface that, like, y'all write your own intros, so I take no responsibility for what's about to come. But we got some incredible comics about to perform. But for now, give it up for Sam Salem. Woo, 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 woo!
Thank you for that lovely intro, Tom. You always write the best intros, man. I appreciate it. But yeah, I'm Sam Salem. I go to therapy, which should be obvious because I'm currently on a Zoom call with strangers from the internet trying to seek their approval through laughter. So being an emotionally healthy and a stand-up comedian could not be me. Could not be me. Yeah. Does anyone else feel like they're their therapist's favorite patient? No. Yeah, totally. That's me. I'm glad I'm not the only one. The other day I was sitting in therapy, and during the session, I kind of got sidetracked and started thinking about this. And I was like, I'm not saying if I told my therapist I had to like move away and not see him anymore, it would like ruin his life or he would cry, but he would definitely tell his therapist about it. Like it would be you know? Anyway, I realized as I was thinking about all this, I was missing everything my therapist was saying. But when I snapped back to it, he was just I don't know, he was saying some bullshit about how I have a heightened sense of self-importance. And I was like, whatever, dude, that's not even not important. So anyway, yeah, I grew up in the Midwest in like just a very classic, basic, like white parents who are like, pull yourself up by your bootstraps, and they like don't believe in therapy. Like my dad would never be a person who go to therapy, which is weird when I think about it, because I feel like he'd be the perfect demographic because he's a straight white middle-aged man and therapy is talking about yourself for an hour. So like all they want to do anyway. Plus the only way you can afford therapy is off privatized health insurance, which is also something they're a huge fan of. Yeah. So I live in LA now. Used to live in the Midwest. If I can now make fun of the Midwest. Now I know there's some people like Grace is from Chicago, she's mentioned, maybe some Chicago people, but I don't count Chicago as part of the Midwest because unlike Chicago, the rest of the Midwest isn't really that interesting and doesn't have a lot of attractive features, which I'm allowed to say that because I'm also not very interesting and I don't have very many attractive features. So I have authority on those kinds of things. But yeah, the other day, one of my friends from Minnesota called me a coastal elite. And I think that's so, it's just funny because people from the Midwest, this is why they're kind of looked down on sometimes. Like, that's how you're trying to diss me. Like, people from the coast, their disses of the Midwest make sense. It's like, hey, you guys are flyover states. Like, there's nothing to do in your state. We literally fly over it. We skip your state to get to the interesting things. And like my people from the Midwest are so dumb. They're like, oh yeah? Well, you live by the ocean and you're really well educated. You're nothing but a coastal elite. It's like, thanks for the compliment, dumbass. Like, this is why I look down on you guys. But yeah, it should be obvious that I'm from the Midwest because I got married in my early 20s. Which it's because, like I said, there's nothing to do. You get your early 20s and the two options are meth or marriage. Like, that's all that's really going on, which aren't really good options because one makes you like completely neurotic and can tear families apart, and the other is meth. So not that great a choice. But no, for real, I'm actually very happily married. And 30 seconds, we'll end on this. One thing I love about my wife is that she talks about celebrities as if she knows them. And I think it's because she used to work at Goop and like worked with Gwyneth Paltrow pretty closely. And but she's just so like, she refers to them always by first name. Like one time she saw James Corden at a coffee shop, and she went up to him and was just like, James, oh my gosh, how's it going? And he like looked so confused and started talking to her and like asking her questions like, how's your family? What's going on? And he realized that, oh my gosh, she said his name so confidently, he thought she was like a producer on the show or they knew each other rather than just random, oh my gosh, I love you. So anyway, just be confident and it all works out. Thank you for your time and give it up for our host. He's amazing as always.
Woo, 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 woo. Yeah. You should give it up for me, everybody. Yeah, but also give it up for Sam Salem. He's very funny. Thank you for doing a set on the show today. Up next, it's the classic time where I try and do him justice, but he's the mega co-host supreme with the side of fries and the host of our upcoming Fancy Mike on April 16th. He also was so great. He covered for me on Too Funny Feedback this last Tuesday while I was getting my vaccine shot. So if you want to get his hot takes on how to be funny, check that out. But give it up for Brooksica Pupsica. Woo, 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 woo.
All right. It is everybody's favorite time when the mic takes a steep nosedive and alcoholism jokes start flying. Oh, man. Desiree, you ever put ketchup chips on top of a sandwich?
No.
I don't have a joke about that. It's really delicious. Like you get a burger, you put ketchup chips on that. Like I have terrible eating habits. Like I have so many preservatives and so much alcohol in my system that I don't need to work out because I think that alone keeps me from dying. And if I did die, you couldn't tell. Like you don't need to embalm me after I go. Like all the sodium nitrate and whiskey will keep me looking, well, not good, but like alive, barely alive. You can't cremate me though. I'm way too flammable. Just what happens when we have a BAC of 10. All right. No one laughing at my cry for Not a beer. This is always the funnest part when I run out of my alcohol and then I just start riffing. So I've been playing a lot of Call of Duty lately because there is nothing to do in my life right now except get bullied by a bunch of high schoolers in a video game. And my poor fiance is watching me play this badly. And I'm sitting here with an anger and a rage that is usually only reserved for those that mildly inconvenience me. Fuck! 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 And she's like, are you doing okay? Yes, I'm having a great time. This is very relaxing for me right now. So I start watching all these videos on YouTube about getting better at Call of Duty. And now, because of this, I get these targeted ads that are trying to sell me tactical military style everything. And I'm getting a little offended because they think that because I play Call of Duty badly, that I'm insecure about my masculinity and need to compensate by buying useless tactical stuff. And I'm offended because of just how accurate they were able to understand my entire personality. Like I'm doing this into my tactical laptop with the brand new infrared night vision camera. But like some of this stuff is weird. Like you don't need tactical versions of some of this stuff. Like I got ads for a tactical can opener, a tactical dog leash. I even got ads for a tactical diaper bag. But there was one thing that I didn't see an ad for. The tactical product producers are leaving a major potential thing out there. So I've come up with one: body wash. Here's the commercial that I wrote for it already. There's an opening shot of a man, and he's dirty and smells bad. And he says to the camera, I need a shower, but regular body wash is too feminine. And then the announcer comes booming in. Well, then we have the thing for you. Don't just wash your stench away. Hunt it down with Stench Hunter Body Wash. You don't get soap out of this girly bottle. Stench Hunter comes in a gun, and you won't smell like flowers. We have manly scents like knife and crossbow and cucumber. Cucumbers are the manliest scent because it's a vegetable but it's shaped like a dick.
Um,
And it has cum in the name. So, yeah, that's all I got. Just ending on a cum joke.
Yeah.
All right, you guys, let us get it going and pick it back up with people who are much better than me at this. Our next comedian I'm really excited about because at first I thought he was 3 owls in a trench coat, but then I realized he's a funny comedian. It's Ralph Anthony.
Hey,
3 hours.
wow, 3 owls in a trench coat. Hell yeah! I almost said wench coat. I was like, I don't even know what that is. Wench coat. I feel like that's condoms for hookers, right? I don't know. Is that weird? Brooks, way to really buy it. Brooks, really way to buy into this weekend dad look, dude. You got it down, man.
Hell yeah.
Jesus. You look like you go door to door selling guns and ammo magazine subscriptions.
Yeah.
Some of you are like, I don't know. What is guns and ammo? What's a magazine? I see you out there. I know. That's how you can date yourself when you say things like magazine, book. You're like, what? Huh? What? You download that? All right. Way to date yourself, Ralph. Way to fucking date yourself. Oh, boy. Oh, shit. I don't even know where to begin with you, boys and girls. I used to love doing coke. Love doing coke. It's the best, man. It really, like, oh fuck, I love doing coke. It was when you got a good batch of coke, it was like ice skating down a string of Christmas lights while fucking classic rock blasts in your ear. Like you get some old school AC/DC. Just okay, you know what? Not having it. I feel like as soon as I said ice skates, everybody was like, fuck you, bro. Okay? I was trying to be relatable to the whole point of where I wanted to say, but I can't do coke, okay? I just can't do coke anymore because I deviated my own septum. Yes, Simona, you can do that. Welcome to WebMD. You can do it. Even if I wanted to try, it would just shoot up one nostril and then down the other. Like, we'll just go boop, boop. That's it. Just boop, boop. Okay. Yeah. My nose is like a cocaine boomerang. It's like it's just always going to end up on the table. Always end up on the table. I used to get pissed when I tried to get clean because I started to run and people would want to be like relatable. They want to relate to the drug guy at work and they'd be like, oh man, Ralph, you know, they would say stupid shit like you should go, like before I got into running, they were the ones who'd be like, you should get into running. You should try running. That runner's high is amazing. Oh, if you get that runner's high, it'll make you forget about coke. And yeah, no, it definitely doesn't. Definitely doesn't. Like I've never been up at 3 a.m. trying to get in. What the fuck did I write? Jesus Christ. I've never been up at 3 a.m. trying to buy a new pair of running shoes. This is what happens. I came from a 4-hour acting class. I didn't even do anything that I wanted to do. And here I'm sitting here jerking off my fucking Meisner teach for the last 4 hours. Jesus Christ. Oh God. My parents split up. I'm the product of divorced parents. My birth parents split up when I was 2 years old, so I was the problem. It was such a bad divorce too. Such a bad divorce. Like watching my parents as I was growing up was like watching two kids fight in the sandbox. It's like watching two kids fight in the sandbox, except for this time, my mom fucked the other dudes in the sandbox. Oh God. It sucked growing up. I was an only child. I had no one to play with. No one to play with. You know how creative you have to be to come up with your own imaginary friends as an only child? That's a whole gang of people. All right.
All right, you guys, keep it going for Ralph Anthony.
Yay.
Yeah. All right, I'm excited for our next comedian, and according to the rules, it's Jordan Trafford.
Woo, 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 woo.
Yeah.
Oh. Uh-oh. Is anybody interested in a Reiki massage? No pressure. I just finished binge watching some true crime because I want to kill you. I feel like watching true crime before doing comedy is kind of like saying, I'd like to tickle somebody, but first, Radiohead. Okay. A little bit about me. In my friends group, I like to play the role of the devil's advocate. For example, the other day, a friend of mine said to me, girls are better than boys. And I said, I hate God. See if we can solve this one. I thought about this the other day. In Russia, self-driving cars drive who?
Yeah.
Somebody laughed so hard at that the other day, and now I hate them. I think that Ireland is an island named by an Irish guy that said the word island. I'm pretty sure. I've been looking at the origins of a lot of things like Batman and Superman and cock rings. I figure cock rings were invented by a guy that tied a string around his finger to remind himself to keep a boner. I'm pretty sure. Oh, while we're on this type of material, some parents I'm learning, they like to eat the placenta, like the afterbirth. You guys heard of this? This ritual? I'm not for it, not against it. Actually, one point I will say for it is I feel like these people don't complain about leftover night, which is kind of nice. What else do I got for you guys? Oh, I hate Canada Goose Down jackets. You guys know these jackets? They're pretty popular. I feel like the guy who invented them is stupid. Mainly because this guy had to sit down and say to himself, hey, you know those birds that leave every time it's cold? Well, next time before they go, I'm going to take their coat. Now there are all these naked geese in Florida. I don't think they're going to come back. I feel like mushrooms are my least favorite rooms.
Yeah.
I'm almost done. I'm going to tell one more joke and then I'm going to disappear. My partner and I, we can't have kids, but I think we're going to adapt. Okay, bye.
All right, you guys, keep it going for Jordan Trafford. I am very excited to introduce our next comedian. She's a Romanian comedian. Give it up for Simona Cursisano.
Hi, hello. Nice to be here. Actually, here I'm zooming from Spain. It is 3 a.m. and I have no cocaine. Yeah. So, yeah, I'm originally from Romania. Romania is a country in Eastern Europe, close to Russia and Spain and Ukraine. Yeah. Well, We are the ones with, Transylvania, vampires and stuff, only that we don't have any vampires or stuff. People clap on planes in different parts of the world, but I noticed that Romanians only clap when the plane arrives safely in a better country. We are the ones that eat bread with everything. I mean, with potatoes, with watermelon, with bread. Like the biggest curse on a Romanian would be a gluten allergy. So I was born in Romania in the 80s, like the best years of communism. Also known as the Hunger Games. Chernobyl happened. Chernobyl, yeah. We watched it live. We watched it live because we were lucky enough to have good seats and safe enough to survive it, I guess. I don't know. Weirdly, at the time, like the biggest concern of the Vatican were the outrageous music videos of Madonna. Yeah. Holy Father, children are dying. Yeah, tell me something I don't know. Have you seen like a prayer? All in all, I ended up having a good life. I mean, I have a house, an iPhone. I don't cry myself to sleep anymore. Recently, this chef asked me what were my favorite dishes as a child. And I come from the poorest town of the poorest region in Romania. We never put favorite in front of food. But now I enjoy fancy things, like bread with butter on it. I go to a restaurant and I order vegetarian burger and on the side potatoes with bacon. And some extra bread, please. Then, as a true Christian, I eat the only way I know how, with guilt. So, yeah, favorite dish or acquired taste? No, we don't taste. We eat the food that we can acquire. Yeah. We Romanians, we don't even hope for a happy life because suffering and complaining are what we do best. And building churches, yeah. Churches where we can all suffer and complain together while waiting for a better future in death. I mean, follow me. I give like great tips and tricks for how to have a successful afterlife. People like often tell me, Simona, you're awesome. Why aren't you more successful? And by people, I mean me. And I blame it all on being bipolar. I mean, 1 week I'm doing all the right things. I'm working hard, having fun, be optimistic, all that shit. But the next week I can't get myself to take a shower. And you can be successful if you literally stink. Do I still have time?
No, that you just hit the line.
I just hit the line. Thank you so much, guys.
All right, you guys, give it up for Simona. All righty, our next comedian, please welcome to the mic, Allie Lewis.
Woo, 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 woo. You gotta start your video for me to spotlight you.
Allie, turn your camera on.
They might have stepped away.
Oh,
all right,
no!
Since Allie Lewis, all right, so Allie stepped
That's
away,
not
so
wrong.
we're going to change the order slightly. Instead, I want you all to give it up for everyone's favorite ginger,
God.
Mr. Nick D.
Yeah.
Nick.
Old faithful.
Oh, boy.
What's up, babies?
Wah, wah.
Yeah, hell yeah. That's how I get canceled 30 seconds into a mic. What's up, babies? You want to hear a straight white guy hit on everyone all at once? What's up? I'm just kidding. I'd only hit on Ralph because I know that he wouldn't cancel me because he's a fellow heterosexual white guy. And he has my number. He texts me worse things than anything I could say to him on this mic. So, You guys want to know what Ralph's butthole looks like? I'll show you guys all out. I'm just kidding. Oh man. So I I have a confession to make to most of you strangers and Ralph. I live in Norfolk, Virginia right now. And I just moved back down here from Richmond. I lived in Richmond for 13 years, and the entire time that I lived in Richmond, I never once called 911. Not for any real good reason other than because I thought that because I never changed my number, that it would just call Virginia Beach 911. I thought for the entire time that I lived there that if I called, it was just going to route down 3 hours away, and I was going to call them and be like, help, I need somebody to come get me. And they would just be like, dude, you're way too far away. There's nothing we can do about it. Sir, where are you? And I'm like, I'm on Gray Street. And they're like, there's no street here by that name at all. Like for years, I would like walk around like holding onto my phone and my wallet, terrified, like, please God, I hope someone just shoots me so I don't have to call. Like that would just be easier. Just kill me so that I don't have to worry about calling 911. That's like way less work. Or like if I saw a crime happen, I was just terrified that I would have to talk to a stranger and be like, hey, can I borrow your phone? I need to call 911. That wouldn't make any sense at all. I don't know. This is a weird one. I wrote this morning. I have an electric toothbrush because I care about hygiene, but I'm also lazy. And my toothbrush, the battery in my toothbrush started to die. And I realized that halfway through brushing my teeth. Because halfway through brushing my teeth, it cut back on and it just started working, which I think is like the closest I've ever been or will ever be to like a woman putting a soft penis in her mouth. Like I was just moving it around until it cut on and decided it wanted to start to work. You know, that's the closest thing. And it was weird when it was done. I knew it was done because I had to spit afterwards. Because I'm a gentleman. I have enough time. I have 1 minute. So most of you guys that are on here know me. I have a bunch of jokes about McDonald's and being overweight. But guys, I've gone an entire month without drinking soda at all. I haven't eaten fast food or had a drop of soda in an entire month, and I feel like a poser. I wrote 15 minutes of McDonald's jokes, and now I just have to record them and fucking get rid of it. That's what it feels like to put a child up for adoption. This is exactly what it feels like. But here's the thing, like I've been trying really hard to like eat and drink better. And the thing is, like, all my friends that care about themselves are like, yeah, well, the longer you go without soda, the less you'll think about it. And like, I think that advice works for that, but it doesn't work for other things. Like, you try telling that to a sex addict, like, hey, the longer you go without it, the less you'll think about it. Okay. Yeah. Because here's the thing, like I could crack open a soda at a party, no one's gonna think twice. But you get caught masturbating at a party, and you're not gonna live that down. There's no way that they're not gonna be like, yeah, that's Nick. We saw him jerking off by the sodas, and then he drank one afterwards. It was really weird. I like to keep my penis and my sugar up. Thank you guys so much. That's been my time. Tom and Brooks, I love you.
Yeah. All right, you guys, keep it going for Nick. Allie, you back yet, buddy? Cool. So our next comedian hosts Zoomsday Comedy, the world's second best virtual open mic every Monday at 9 p.m. Check it out. Give it up for Evan Klim.
Oh, thank you so much, Brooks. What a nice introduction that was for it. But yeah, hey everyone, it's Evan. I want you folks to know this about me, okay? I am an introvert, which means I live indoors. Okay? Yes. Just kidding. It actually means that I enjoy being in quiet places, and I hate talking to people. Sorry about that. Yeah. The one thing about being an introvert, though, that really annoys me is the fact that like there's so many things I like in life, but if things get ruined with it, like it's just like the outside influences come in and just like ruin it for me. Like the other day, I was at work and I got an email, and they emailed in the subject line said pizza. I was like, oh hell yeah, I love pizza. And then the next word in the email in the subject line said party. I was like, fuck. Yeah, man. Oh, man. I was like, okay, now I have to eat pizza and socialize with people. Man, I'm just going to take my pizza and go eat it in the bathroom. Which really gets two birds stoned at once because I am lactose intolerant. So hey, there you go. Works out nice like that for it. You guys know what a champagne birthday is? Yeah, it's like when you drink champagne. It's like when you turn the age of the month it is. So for me, my champagne birthday was on October 10th. So I was 10 when I had my champagne birthday. So I didn't get a bottle of champagne, but I did go to the dentist and I got some kick-ass anesthetics. So yes. I was seeing my therapist, and my therapist was like, "Hey Evan, have you ever had any suicidal thoughts?" I was like, "Yes, it's a very bad idea." Have you guys ever had suicidal thoughts? It's a bad idea. Yes. Okay. So today I tried this new thing out. It was really, really, really exciting. Wake up early? Fuck no, it's not for me. It really is not. Just like I don't understand how people are like able to like wake up all bushy tailed and like bright eyes, being like good morning and all that. I'm just like, go kill yourself, please. Yeah, it's pretty dark, isn't it? Oh man. Okay. Anyways, let's move on to something a little lighter. I've been having some weird dreams lately. Last night I had a dream where I was fathering a baby, and my first thought was when I saw that baby in my hands in that dream, I was like, "Well, little dude, let's go find your mom." And and then I was like, and then it hit me. I was like, "Oh wait, I think this is my baby. Where did this baby come from?" I had no idea where this baby came from. And I don't know what that dream means. I really don't. Maybe it's my unconscious telling me that I should be like raising a baby right now. Or maybe it's like because of COVID, like I now have a dad bod. I don't know what it is, why it is. Either way, when I woke up this morning and I saw that there wasn't a baby, I was like super relieved because I'm not in any condition to take care of a child. Like I can barely lift 20 pounds. I can't even like raise a baby. Come on. Yeah. Just looking at my little cue card with notes. Hey, you guys know the word mean? So I have no idea what it like. There's 3 different versions of the word mean, and that's like the word mean takes up a lot of real estate. I think if it means average, bad attitude, and defining something, man, that's a lot of real estate for the word mean. Anyways, it is. It really is. But I'm gonna leave it with that. Okay, y'all have a good night. Okay, peace out.
Woo! All right, you guys, keep it going for Evan. Really excited to introduce our next comedian. Give it up for Allie Lewis. Woo, woo.
Hey, what's up, everyone? Thanks so much for putting me on tonight. A little bit about myself. I just want to share something with you guys. A lot of people are dating during this whole pandemic. Being quarantined together has been difficult for some. I just recently got engaged. Just happened. I just got engaged for the weekend. I'm really excited about it. Our 14-year-old daughter is also excited about it as well. She was the most adamant one about getting this started. It only makes the most sense. We share a Netflix account, her mom and I, so I think it's getting pretty serious at this point. So yeah, and I didn't mean to like make it like last 14 years of courtship, all right? But kept telling myself, as soon as I get the right job, I get the right car, I get the right neighborhood, we're gonna get it. But as soon as you get all those things, your kid's 14 years old. So my point is, if you meet somebody who you love, just do it, just like Nike. Because you guys are the most excited people about my engagement. People who know you do not give a fuck if you've been engaged, if you're about to get engaged after somebody been with 14 years. They are not going to register you at Tiffany's or Macy's. You will be getting some cheap shit from the Dollar Tree. Pay your place at this point here. Every year in a relationship, just knock out $200 from that. Another little thing about myself, I'm trying to grow as a person. I I like rap, but I hate rappers. I don't know if anybody feel the same way. I love rap, but I hate rappers because they do and they say the most ignorant shit. Please, white people, don't let hip hop confuse you. It's not glamorous living in the hood. Please, a lot of them like to brag that they'll never leave the block, they'll never forget where they come from. Not me. I am ready to live next to a farmer's market and I want a white guy with a handlebar mustache creating a lotus leaf on my cappuccino. There's very small goals in life, but I think they're very attainable. Rappers also like to have stacks of thousands of dollars next to their ear, right? Already anti-hygienic, but to each his own. I think to myself, like, what would I do in that situation if I had that kind of money? Like, I think I would just ball out and get health insurance. Yeah, I think I would get health insurance because you don't got hospitals in the hood. You don't. You got minute clinics, free clinics. And if you've never been to either or, picture like a tinier hospital that gives the illusion of medical care without giving you any medical care. It's really magical how they do that. Because I go to this place called Healthcare Professionals, and they are neither of those three things. Neither of those three things. As a matter of fact, if you go to Healthcare Professionals of Illinois, shit is going to itch on you. Okay, it will. You're first of all, you're greeted by a CNA, which is a hood nurse. If anybody wants the definition of a CNA, they're the easy ones to define. They're the ones with the neck tattoos, hoop earrings, and really long, thick, scary eyelashes that move aggressively when they speak to you, and they're mad as fuck that you do their job. They're very mad that you showed up to their office with the sniffles, and it's just not what it is. So for that reason, I like to practice self-care. I like to take some time for myself. Anybody do self-care? Anybody? No, nobody loves themselves. All right. I like to take vitamin Bs every morning, which I call blunts if you want to be technical, like the police. Because weed isn't a drug anymore. It's just a multivitamin that makes you feel better, makes you more personable. It's love from the inside. It's not a tough drug. Another thing that I blame rappers for. They made it tough. It's a strong drug, not a tough drug. There'll be drive-throughs, not drive-bys. It's just what weed does. It's amazing. I'm paid by big marijuana, by the way. All right, so that's my time. Thanks, everybody. All right, guys. Bye.
All right, you guys, keep it going for Allie Lewis. All righty, our next comedian is the latest in AI technology for advanced humor, Mobot the Comedy Robot.
Thank you, Brooksy. I am so glad to be here at the Weekend Remedy Mic. Count, recalculate. Doomday Mic, recalculate. TB&J Mic. Well, how about that dating scene? It is crazy, isn't it? I tried to go out with a washing machine the other week, but every time I picked her up, she was already loaded. Yes, dating is crazy. I went out with a hot pellet stove. I found her on Tinder. Yes, but it's not always easy. I broke up with a compost machine the other month. I said, "What did I do wrong?" And she said, "Let me break it down for you." Then 3 months later, she did. I so much. Yes, I went to the amusement park to find some hot dates. I had to go out with the bumper car because she kept hitting on me all night long. Then I went out with a Ferris wheel because I am really into big women. I had to break up with a ticket dispenser because of her foul language. You would not believe the things that come out of her mouth. Oh, yeah. Well, working is hard. I remember my first job. I was a robocaller. Here are some examples. Hi, is your refrigerator running? Answer yes or no. Hello, do you have Prince Albert in a can? Answer yes or no. Yes, it was a good time. But I was really hot when I was young in Florida. I had a swinging launch pad at Cape Canaveral. I went out with the hottest missiles, Titan, Delta, Atlas, Minuteman. Ah, yeah. But I like the Space Shuttle rocket best of all because of our very large boosters. I went out with a missile that was a missile that was really into the 70s. She wore a peasant blouse and listened to Partridge Family records. Yes, she was a real retro rocket. But then I got my groove on by dating a Saturn V rocket. Oh, I remember that night well. Oh, I said, are you ready, baby? She said, get ready, for I'm about to deliver a tremendous amount of thrust. I said, oh, baby, I'm ready to deliver a giant payload. She said, unsnap my gantry. I said, I am a countdown to love with all systems go. Then we took our passion into orbit. I said, I'm ready for a docking sequence. She said, enter my lunar module. I said, how about I stir your oxygen tank? She said, oh, baby, I'm ready to explode. Yes, it was fascinating that night. Well, thank you very much, Brooksy, for having me, and have a good night.
Woo, 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 woo.
Woo! All right, you guys, keep it going for Mobots. Anybody else have like the weirdest half erection right now?
Are you holding in a poop?
A little. Alrighty, our next comedian is from North Carolina. Give it up for EJ Mesacampo.
Hey, hello. Oh boy, that was fun. I've had people telling me I sound too monotone during my sets, and I do have a hard time sounding more animated. I should just have the comedy robot open for me every time. All right, so the most annoying thing to me about all the dumb Asian stereotypes out there is how many I confirm. Yeah. My friends have all these romantic stories about how they met their spouses. I met mine in grad school when I let her copy my stats homework. Yeah, math got me laid. What are the odds? Just kidding. I know them. When you're Asian, people assume your strict parents made you study. But I got A's despite a very challenging home situation. My parents loved me. Do you know how hard it is to do well in school when your parents say they'll be proud no matter what? I succeeded despite my parents' unconditional love. That's the Asian equivalent of the Against All Odds story. Yeah, in high school, this Vietnamese kid was valedictorian. I'm just like, hey, yeah, his grades are better, but I'm over here yelling at myself. Another annoying stereotype: Asian men are not seen as manly. Yeah, first of all, manly men they're supposed to be tall. My friend got me a book on how to be more manly, and I was like, am I supposed to stand on this? And apparently real men grow facial hair. Every woman I've been with has been amazed at how soft and hairless my skin is. Yeah, my dad is like, so are you smooth with the ladies? Mm-hmm. Yeah, one of them compared me to a dolphin. It was hard. It was hard to feel manly growing up. Sports heroes never looked like me. Even in the movies, a sports hero was more likely to be a golden retriever. I had a friend ask me if I'm accepting of non-binary people. Of course, 100%. I love that non-binary people help make it sexy to occupy the space between, masculine and feminine, because I grew up there. Yeah, that spectrum connecting the two genders. Yeah, finally, a railroad we didn't have to build ourselves. Yeah, people are like, it's cool now to be non-binary. It's cool to be tough, and graceful, powerful and petite. I'm like, absolutely, you're describing Bruce Lee. I also hate this stereotype that Asians eat dogs. People are like, how can they do that to those cute little dogs? Like, you've clearly never been to Asia. Those dogs are not cute. It's not happening that much. And even so, like, I'm not sure eating dogs is weird when every culture eats animals. Like, eating dogs is weird. White people are dressing up their dogs like Harry Potter. White people have an insane relationship with dogs. Did you catch my Air Bud reference earlier? There's a music store near my house. The owner always makes me feel unwelcome, and I noticed the store has a water bowl and dog treats. I'm not welcome, but the store is dog friendly. I saw him petting this yellow lab. I'm like, I guess I'm missing the lab part. Yeah, white people have a super messed up relationship with dogs. There's a town in Minnesota that had a dog serve 4 terms as mayor. You know who's never been mayor of that town? A woman. All right, thanks a lot. Sorry.
Keep it going for EJ Mesocampo. All righty, closing us out tonight. Please welcome to the mic, Jeannie Choi.
Woo, 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 woo.
You're on mute.
Hi.
Woo. Oh.
Yes, I am Jeannie Choi, and I am afraid I am the butch in the heterosexual relationship. So much so, I feel would even a narcissist want that in me, okay? We're all underdogs. I'm the under bitch. Understand, I have awkward periods. Someone may have it as being a snob, and that works for me. But if it's prematurely coming at me, let me know about it. We can talk about it, but we ain't fucking around, because that shit from a man is a bit too weird for me. You know what I mean? Because I'm a heterosexual. A big foam butt. Now imagine that, having tied around your waist for the man in your life. Yeah, this basically is like a spooning diaper. The one that when your man has a lit party and had too much alcohol and you can't go to the bathroom on time. Go, oh, what's that, honey? Turn around. Get my booty, soak it up. Yeah. And there's also still intact as an option. Just screw it on, done. Rest assured, just relax, you're in. It can wait or it can't wait. Just so how about to spice up your relationship, that dominatrix, that treat dominatrix? I thought to myself, that can't be for me. But I look into it. I read up on it. And so I get Craigslist, some guinea pigs on Craigslist, and they show up at the door. The 2 are there, and they're doing gang signs. And I said, okay, is that a good sign? So when they come in, I said, I'm the director, and I go there, whip him harder, harder. And I said, woo, I'm Queen Cardi BDSM. And they said, what'd you say? And they're all up on me. I'm like, no, not me. I don't like pain, stop. And I thought I'd be the manager of this BDSM perversion, only to find out I'm OG Dom. What up in the house? Yo. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm little Jeannie that likes little pain. So I had an arrangement with these Daisy Dukes, how they fit around the curves. Fashion is like getting hip and waist size down to a science. My mistake. The hip and waist fits so tight down to the thighs. I thought, Daisy, did you think about my crotch? No, Daisy, you didn't. If I get my custom-made shorts, I would have them think about the crotch area, make it more like a man's. The result being you have the three pieces, the side, the middle, and then the other side, kind of like a men's underwear briefs. Got me like pound for pound looking down at my crotch, down there, my moose knuckle, also known as the Northwestern camel toe. That's all.
All right, give it up for GD Choi. Yeah, that is our final comedian of the night. I did it with Moose Knuckle.
Did I freeze anytime at any point?
Yeah, we'll send the clip out to everybody after the show,
man,
and
I
you'll be
knew
able to
it.
see, like, there were probably some good jokes in there we just didn't catch because you were freezing. But thank you so much for doing your set. Very funny.
All right, guys, that is our final comedian for the night. Be sure to plug your pluggables in the chat. You want to close us out?
Yeah, let me close us out. Okay, let's see. Here we go. That's it for tonight. We're going to stop streaming, but we'll keep the room open for about 15 to 30 minutes for some green room time if any of the comedians are interested. But I want to give a big thank you to all the comedians who performed tonight and to you, our audience. If you enjoyed the show and want to support the stream, please consider making a donation of any size at district-comedy.live. Alternatively, like, share, follow us on the social media, share our stuff. I swear, we do so many good shows at District Comedy. I love them all. I just want people to see them. Really laughing into the void here. That's the name of one of our shows. Yeah, and of course I want to plug one last time. We're doing our showcase Fancy Mike on April 16th. It's going to be a load of fun. You can check that out at district-comedy.com/fancy. And that's it. Have a good night, everybody. Goodbye.